Okay, let's see who it is. Batman. I'm Batman. And now Comic Book Editions video. And since I'm Batman, we're going to get started by showing some Batman books. Welcome to my Comic Book Editions video today. I have a lot of books to share with you. That's why we're getting started with Batman Family number 10. This was a fun issue to read. Had the original Batwoman in it, as you can see, noted on the bottom of the cover. Batgirl as well versus Killer Moth. Did you know that there was a mini Batgirl pilot produced for a potential spin-off, I think, of the 1960s TV show? And in that incarnation, Killer Moth is who Batgirl fought. If you're looking for that, I believe it's on YouTube somewhere, but it never actually did air on official TV. Dropping some knowledge right from the beginning. I'm really working on my Batman run, and especially Batman Family, I should say. And this next book is Batman Family, issue number 16. These first dozen books that I'm going to show you all were purchased from Nucadia, by the way. Another Batman-themed book. After Batman Family ran its course with 20 issues, they moved Batman Family over to Detective Comics. And it was Detective Comics starring the Batman family. Ironically, Batman Family was selling better than Detective Comics at the time, and they actually came close to canceling Detective Comics and keeping Batman Family. But the creators kind of talked to the heads of DC and said, you can't cancel Detective Comics. That's where Batman first got to start. You got to think of the legacy of that. And so that's why they canceled Batman Family and moved them over to Detective Comics. I've told that story a few times. This is Detective number 491 featuring the Batman family. I think it looks really good that in 2022 I'm going to be able to wrap up all of my Batman Family collection from their title and including the issues of Detective Comics that they starred in. Another Detective Comics that I picked up was number 494. We got some great floating heads. This was a cool story too. I really enjoyed reading this story. I'm also working on my Silver Age Teen Titans run. And here's one that I was able to pick up at a nice price during a Nucadia sale. It's Teen Titans Volume 1, issue number 32. I want to say I have maybe about 6 issues left now. I think when I do my 2022 goals list video, I'm going to tag how many issues I have left of Batman Family and Teen Titans and a couple other titles that I'm working on. So I did a video recently and I mentioned that I picked up some comic readers that I was going to show in a future video. Well, that future video is today's video. And this first one, when I show it, you're instantly going to realize that it is beat to heck. But it's comic reader number 167. I didn't pay much for this, but you see there's lots of chipping down this side. Maybe it doesn't show up as much on camera. I put a nicer copy over here on the close-up section. But the reason that this is a little bit sought after is it's the new X-Men team in the original X-Men team's outfits. So that's why a lot of collectors like this issue too. And like I said, I didn't pay much for this. It was too good of a price to pass up, even with all the chipping down the side. Plus, I just enjoy the nostalgia from these comic readers anyway. A lot of times the artwork on the front and or back is artwork that you've never seen anywhere else. So I was happy to have this in the collection. Another comic reader is number 193. Look at that. We've got She-Hulk, and she's just mopping the floor with the Thing. We also have Wolverine, Howard the Duck, and the Incredible Hulk. I'm looking forward to picking up the new She-Hulk series that's coming out next month. I haven't decided yet which cover I'm going to get. I'm not going to get all of the covers. I'm probably just going to get one of the covers, and I'm kind of weighing all my options. I was surprised that there wasn't an homage cover for me to choose from because I probably would have gone that route. But at least as of right now, I haven't seen any homage. I shouldn't say an homage cover, a hidden gem cover. I love the hidden gem covers. That's what I mean, hidden gem cover. I really love those, and had there been a hidden gem cover, that's the one I would have picked. But as of right now, I haven't seen one. So If it comes up for some reason, that's the one I'm going to get. Otherwise, I'm still kind of deciding which one I'm going to pick up. Another comic reader. This is number 183. Look at this cool image of the Justice League. I've never seen that image before, as I was just mentioning moments ago. A lot of times with the comic readers, you see artwork that you've never seen anywhere else. It's even got Snap Ricard down there, and he's just snapping away. So, cool stuff. That leads us into some Justice League books that I want to share with you. Justice League is going to be a big focus for me in 2022. And no way am I going to complete the entire run, but I'm going to chip off a good chunk, I'm hoping to at least. Here's Justice League, some Silver Age goodness, issue number 41. Now, come on. This has to be a key issue, doesn't it? Actually, this issue is the first appearance of the second key. Now, the first key, the original one, had one appearance only, and it was in the last Golden Age issue of All-Star Comics. And then he didn't appear again until the second key here in the Silver Age in this Justice League issue number 41. It's a pretty wonky Silver Age story, but it's Silver Age DC, and sometimes you just have to go with it and just kind of let things be what they are inside the issue and not overanalyze anything. But I love the cover. And Key is such a weird villain. I like him though. There's something about, maybe it's the aesthetic look to him. No other villain looks like him. I don't know, he's weird, but I kind of dig him for some reason. So, and as I'm working on my Justice League collection anyway, I needed this issue, and it was in really nice shape, so I was happy to be able to add it to my collection. Okay, up next I have another Justice League Silver Age for you. This one's just as wonky as the first one I was telling you about. It's issue number 72. I have loved this cover for such a long time. Although in fairness, when you look at it, I mean, Hawkgirl, she's pretty angry. And she's salty, should I say, to the Justice League. Maybe it's because Hawkman got turned into salt. She blames the JLA for it, but really there's no need to blame the JLA when you read this story. It's kind of not their fault that it happened. Maybe she thought because he turned into salt, now she has to turn into pepper so they can remain the perfect couple. I don't know. Comic Food 2814 recently picked up a copy of this for his personal collection, and he was showing it in one of his videos, and that just kind of was like a stick poking me saying, get your copy too. The FOMO was kicking in. So I did pick up my copy. As I said, I've known of this cover in this issue for a long time. That's one that I've been eyeing and wanting. Really nice condition on this too, and I'm happy to have this in the collection. Justice League 138, we go to the Bronze Age with some Neil Adams artwork on this awesome cover featuring Adam Strange. This one's been heating up a little bit the last few years too. This next Justice League is one that I have, but I needed to upgrade my copy of. It's issue number 158. Literally, my copy is falling apart in pieces. Detached cover, I believe. So I needed to upgrade this, and I did. I hadn't read this story in years, but when I started opening up the page, all of the artwork just came flooding back to me. I think I remember even the store, the grocery store I was at when I bought my original copy of this too. I really enjoyed this issue. And I definitely needed to upgrade it. When you've worn a comic book out to pieces because you've loved it so much, you need a better, cleaner, keeper copy for sure. Man, I just can't say how much I love this for the memories that are brought back for me. Yeah. So that wraps up my Nucadia purchases. Before I go on to show you some other comic book editions I've got, I want to show this off. Isn't this awesome? This was an AOK from Poor Mike, and I showed this on an episode of the Fanboys Live in the Retro Review. And Poor Mike made one for all of the fanboys. He's such a great friend and supporter in this community, and I wanted to make sure that you saw this. I love it. I mean, we've got Supergirl and Wonder Woman and Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel here, TFB, the fanboys, then live down the side. Oh, I was so happy to have this. And he wrote this amazing note too. It said, Ryan, watching your channel grow has been cool. You're a valued member of the Fanboy Show, and I wanted to send you this small AOK. Sorry it took so long, but I had some trouble with the materials breaking. The comic books are great, but the connections we make along the way through life is what it's all about. Take care, your friend Mike. Couldn't agree more, Mike. Thank you so much for these nice words that you said to me, and for thinking of me and for putting your time and effort into this. I love it. I'm happy to have this, and I know I speak on behalf of the other fanboys as well when I tell you how much we appreciate you and your support and friendship. So, thanks. If you don't watch Fanboys Live in the Retro Review, it's the greatest DC comic show on YouTube. It rotates between my channel, Comic Fu 2814, Tim the Comic Collector, Tony Fett's channel. Sometimes it's on the Fanboys official channel, and when Flashpoint Comics comes back into rotation, it will be rotating through his channel as well. So just kind of keep an eye out on social media or follow all of those channels as well so you can catch it. It's on Sunday nights, either 8 or 8:15 Eastern. So don't miss it, I should say, because we'd love to have you participate and interact with you. Yeah, you don't want to miss it. Okay, now we're going to go on to eBay purchases. And this first one is a book that I have hunted for the last couple months. And for a more modern book, I'm surprised at how difficult finding this book was. It's Batman, The Brave and the Bold, number 16. And obviously from looking at the cover, I think you knew I wanted it for the Wonder Woman appearance. And I really guess I hadn't thought a whole lot that, yeah, Batman has Egghead as a villain, and Wonder Woman has Egg Fu, one of the weirdest villains DC has ever created in her rogues gallery. And those two villains team up in this story. It's nothing but fun. It's in that animation style. I actually had to find this in a lot of other Batman Brave and the Bold comic books. And I'm not sure if I'm keeping the rest of the books or not. That's why I'm not showing them this time around in this comic book editions video. But if I decide in the future that I'm gonna keep them or add them to the collection, I'll make sure to show them. But for as difficult as this was, and I guess it's just a low print run, I guess that's just the reason behind it, low print run, this would have ended up on my 2022 goal list, probably maybe as number 1 even, had I not been able to snag it. And I will say, when I broke the books down from this lot, I ended up getting a very good deal per book. So it ended up being a winning situation all around, and a fun story to read. Goal completed with this next book, Superman Family 170. Goal completed. I have all of the Superman Family comic books now. So happy. Now there's about 3 of them, I think, that I want to upgrade the copies that I have of. But I did it. I have them now. Yes! 2021 has been a good year for completing comic book goals for me, for sure. And this certainly contributes to it. Yes! This next book was another one that was going to go on my 2022 goal list, but I started just looking at Aquaman number 18 from the Silver Age, just to see kind of what the prices were for it. And incidentally, you might see an $85 price tag on here. I didn't pay anywhere close to that for this copy off of eBay. But as I was just looking to see what the prices were, I saw one that was just going so cheap, and I don't think anyone else bid on it. And I'm like, I'm getting it now. I'm not going to wait till next year. I am getting this book now. This is my only Silver Age Aquaman. Now in Volume 1, I also have another issue from Volume 1, but it's when the books came out in the Bronze Age and they continued the Silver Age numbering. So technically it's not, I mean, it's a Volume 1 comic book, but it's not a Silver Age Volume 1. This issue is key for 2 reasons. Number 1, as you can tell right on the cover, it's the wedding of Aquaman and Mera, which happens on the very last page. But another reason that this is a key comic book that doesn't get discussed a whole lot, on maybe page 2, this is the issue where Aquaman becomes king of Atlantis. So, and see, because he becomes king, he needs a queen. Of course, Mera's not a citizen, so that raises some technical difficulties. And well, you read the issue and you'll figure everything out. But I'm happy to have this. I really wanted some Silver Age Aquaman in my collection. There's a few more I wouldn't mind having at some point too. But this was very high on my list. Probably out of all of the Aquaman comic books that I don't have, which are a lot, this is the one that I wanted the most. So, yes. Okay, we're going to turn now to mycomicshop.com. And they had a big Booksgiving sale for Black Friday / Cyber Monday. And let me say, with this next book, goal accomplished. Actually, let's make that huge goal accomplished. You might be looking at this, if you've been watching my channel for a while, saying that cover looks familiar. This is the last book that I needed for my top 12 goal list of 2021. It's a Superman, Volume 3, Issue number 40. It's a 1:100 ratio cover. John Romita Jr., JRJR. Honestly, I didn't think I was going to complete this list because this book, it's a few years old now, and it's hard to find because it's a 1:100 ratio from several years ago. And when you do find it, the price is high. And I didn't want to pay a high price just to complete my goal list. But I found this on my comic shop, and this is a VF Plus copy. And looking at it, I could see how they graded it a VF Plus. But what happens, or I guess the imperfections that make it graded that are not very noticeable at all. I'm really happy with this. And then when the Booksgiving sale happened, another 10% came off of it. I was happy with the price before the Booksgiving sale. And then the Booksgiving sale came on, another 10% off, and I said, I'm buying it. So happy. Superman and Wonder Woman do battle in this issue, but it's not kind of maybe the way you think. They battle because they're testing Superman's strength. As a matter of fact, he battles all of the Justice League because he's kind of trying to get a feel if his powers are evolving or not, or how strong he is at this time, and that's why he battles. But it's an awesome cover, complete cover buy. I did enjoy the story, though, I'll say, when I read it. So at least if I'm paying a higher price for a book, I'm enjoying the story. I would have hated to pay, over $50, and I didn't even pay. I paid significantly under $50 for this book, significantly. But had I paid over $50 and then hated the story just to have a cover, I really would have been disappointed. That's happened to me before, but it did not happen to me in this case. So now let's take a look at that top 12 goal list, and you see completed. Yes! Oh man, I can't tell you how it feels to have completed that list. There were some books in there that I didn't think were going to happen. More than just this one, but it did happen. And it's awesome. Got my sights set for that 2022 goal list, and I'm going to be sharing that with you very soon on this channel. Maybe even next week. I mean, since I've completed this goal, I might do it next week. Stick around and see. While I was shopping on mycomicshop.com for the Booksgiving, this is the best price I've seen in this condition for an X-Men 161. And I really want to work on my X-Men. I did notice that I'm maybe 7 books away now from completing like over 100 issue run in my X-Men. I could have like 114 through 218 if I could get those last 7 books that I was missing. This book seems to go a little bit higher than the other ones in this vicinity, with the exception of 164, which is First Binary. This is an early Magneto origin, Professor X and Magneto from their past. It's a story about that. Professor X honestly isn't one of my favorite characters, so I wasn't really excited about shelling out a lot of money for this issue. But this was a very good deal, I thought, especially for the nice condition that it's in. And now I have it. You're going to be seeing a lot more X-Men in my future comic book editions videos too, because I'm going to be focusing as much as I can on X-Men. That's going to be a big goal for me too. And upon purchasing those 2 books from my comic shop, and it was their Booksgiving, I had the option to pick 3 free comic books from a list. And I just so happened to see that they had this, and I've been wanting to read this. It's Batman 3 Jokers, issue number 1. Didn't know at the time this cover is a second printing. That's okay though. I wanted to read the story. It's got that big Joker fish cover. So I chose that as my first free book. My second free book, Batman 3 Jokers #2. Really reminds me of the movie scene there with Joker applying the makeup. This is the first print, and they did include the trading card on the back. My first issue didn't have the trading card, so I'll have to see if I can scoop up that trading card somewhere. I'm not sure if my LCS still has one left. If they do, I bet they'd probably give me one, or I'll see if I can snag one up on eBay just to have it for the funsies of it, because that's what I do for the funsies of it. And the last book I want to show you, did you guess? Yep, Batman the 3 Jokers #3, 3 of 3. So I was able to read the entire story. I know some people were disappointed with the story. I was curious about the story. It wasn't as bad as I thought people said it was, and it wasn't as good as I was expecting it to be. It was in between. I'm not knocking it, and I'm not praising it. The price certainly was right. The trading cards on the back, too. So there you have it, a whole oodle and oodle and oodle of back issues, recent additions to my comic book collection. I thank you for making it to the end of this video, and I'd love to know what you thought about the books that I shared today. Leave me a comment below. If you're not subscribed to my channel, I hope you'll take this opportunity to do so. Hitting the notification bell will inform you when new content is instantly added to my channel. As I said, I think maybe next week we're going to do my new 2022 back issue goal list, the top 12 back issue goal list. If not next week, that will be coming very soon, along with we'll do 2021, the year in slabs, which aren't many, spoilers. And also I'll pick out my top 12 favorite back issues that I added to my collection in 2021. And that differs from my top 12 goal list, because sometimes certain books just come into your life at a certain time, and even though they weren't your goal to get, you scoop them up then because you had the opportunity to do so. So that's always a fun list to put together too. But those 3 videos will be coming in the next 3 weeks on my channel. Stick around to see which one is next. In the meantime, thank you again for making it to the end of another Comic Book Editions video. Thank you to poor Mike for the AOK, for the fanboys sign, which I just love, and the very kind words and note. I appreciate that so much. Once again, leave me a comment, share this channel and this video with someone that you think might be of interest. That's another great way to show support to my channel. I appreciate you so much and hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Now let's take a look to see what take 2 was like. For the funsies of it, who's it going to be? Yay! I like this one.